So, I'm out here today. It's kind of cold. It's a little wet and rainy. And I was testing the Canon XF400, which I just recently acquired. So look forward to videos on this particular camera and comparing it to the Sony NX80, which you might have already seen some videos for on my channel. But anyway, as I'm using this camera, I'm thinking to myself, I like to do this, even despite having this YouTube channel where this is what I do, I test equipment. Even if I didn't have this channel, I still think it's a good idea for all the videographers, filmmakers out there to test your equipment before you're on some type of gig. Whether it's free or paid, you really need to test your equipment. And the funny thing is, you just need to know basic things too. Like you should know how to change your exposure on your particular camera. How do you change the shutter? How do you change the ISO? How do you change the aperture? Is there in-body image stabilization? How do you turn that on? How many different flavors of in-body image stabilization are there? And what do they work best for? How do I change the white balance? Are there presets? How do I scroll through the presets? Can I set my own white balance? How do I do that? A variety of things. And a lot of times, if you don't test your equipment, you won't even know the questions to ask. All those questions that I just asked, if you're not testing the equipment, you won't even know to ask those questions of yourself. So that once you get into different shooting situations where you're being paid, or even if you're not being paid, but people are depending on you to get the job done in a timely manner, you're not going to be able to do it because you're not going to know where all those features are in your camera. Or if your camera even has those features, you just won't know. So I think it's very important that whether you're using a camera, audio equipment, whatever it is, go out and test it a lot. Know the ins and outs of the equipment, and don't wait till the day of your gig to test out your equipment, because that's really bad. And I mention this because I've worked with people that have made this mistake where it's game time, we're shooting something, especially when it's live, and you got to be fast, and you don't know where certain features are in your camera or certain settings are. It's really bad. It's a bad look. It makes you look kind of stupid. And not only that, you're missing the shot, And when it's a scripted thing where it's a narrative film you're working on, it's a short film, you got the director there. They're expecting you to know what you're doing, especially if you're being paid for it. And even if you're not being paid for it, but you agree to it, you should come with some type of level of professionalism and experience, because that's what people expect of you. And that's what you should expect of yourself. So put the work in is basically the point of this video. Just put the work in, play with your equipment. If this is what you want to do, you got to practice. It's like playing the guitar. It's like learning the piano. If you want to be good, you want to play Carnegie Hall or whatever, you got to put the practice in, or else you're never going to get there. Sorry to sound preachy, but this is something that came to me when I was shooting this and playing with this camera. And I usually don't do impromptu things like this, and I probably should do more of them when the mood strikes. So anyway, I thank you for watching that. Hopefully that's helpful for some of you. Links are always down below about all the equipment I'm talking about and the equipment that I use to produce these videos. So go ahead and click on those, because I'll get a small commission if you do. And that helps me keep this channel running and providing content to you just like this. And anyway, I'm Mike Turner. Thanks for watching, and I guess I'll see you soon.